Vaccination safer than infection for children. Landmark study: vaccination safer than infection for children. Landmark study, a large-scale study involving nearly 14 million children, has strengthened the evidence that vaccination against COVID-19 presents a lower risk of heart-related complications than contracting the virus itself. The research, examining data from the National Health Service, NHS, in England, highlights a significant difference in the occurrence of serious inflammatory conditions and myocarditis between vaccinated and unvaccinated children. Key findings on inflammatory conditions and myocarditis: the study compared outcomes in children aged 5 to 18, revealing a stark contrast. Kawasaki disease. Instances of this inflammatory condition were significantly higher following a COVID-19 infection. There were more than 17 extra cases per 100,000 children in the 6 months after initial infection, compared to other periods. Among those who received the Pfizer/BioNTech mRNA vaccine for the first time, there were approximately 2 fewer cases per 100,000. Myocarditis. The risk of myocarditis, an inflammation of the heart muscle, was also notably higher following infection. Researchers observed more than 2 extra cases per 100,000 children in the 6 months after initial infection, while vaccinated children experienced less than 1 extra case. This indicates that the risk of myocarditis was more than twice as high following infection compared to vaccination. Background and context reports linking COVID-19 infections to myocarditis emerged as early as April 2020. Subsequently, as vaccinations began in December 2020, instances of vaccine-induced myocarditis, particularly among young men, were also reported. Although typically mild and quickly resolved, this side effect garnered considerable media attention and contributed to the UK's decision to delay routine vaccination for young children until April 2022. Earlier studies and current findings: the study's conclusions reinforce earlier research, suggesting that vaccination reduces the risk of myocarditis in children. The reason for this is simple. Most children contracted the virus during the pandemic, exposing them to the greater risk associated with infection. Angela Wood, at the Cambridge HDR UK Regional Network, UK, emphasizes the rarity of these complications overall. "I want to stress that these serious complications are really rare in children and young people overall. But we can see that the risk was generally higher after a COVID-19 infection than after a vaccination." Study details and limitations. Researchers analyzed data from nearly 14 million children under 18 from the NHS between January 2020 and December 2021. During the latter half of this period, approximately 3.9 million children were vaccinated with the Pfizer/BioNTech vaccine, and 3.4 million were diagnosed with their first COVID-19 infection. Data from later periods were excluded due to limited testing. The study does have limitations. The researchers acknowledge that data on full recovery from complications is lacking, and that many milder cases of COVID-19 in children went undiagnosed. However, they express confidence in their conclusions, citing the large scale of the data and the comprehensive integration of NHS information. Evolving Landscape and Future Research. William Whiteley, a team member at the University of Edinburgh, UK, notes that the findings may not apply to the current strains of the virus. His team previously reported that COVID-19 vaccines reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes for at least 6 months. Paya Hartalid, at University College London, points out that widespread immunity to COVID-19 now present in nearly all children beyond the youngest will alter the body's response to booster shots and reinfections. She adds that ongoing research in this area remains essential. In conclusion, this comprehensive study provides compelling evidence that vaccination against COVID-19 offers a safer outcome for children compared to contracting the virus, particularly concerning the risk of heart-related complications. However, it is vital to consider the ongoing evolution of the virus and maintain a commitment to continued research and monitoring.